10 years ago, I moved to Germany to study economics. I finished my Studienkolleg, went to university and failed and almost lost my visa. Fast forward to today, I have graduated and currently working as both a graphic designer and a marketing manager. So if you are an international student who's thinking about switching to design, or if you are just starting your journey and want to know what it's actually like to study design in Germany, I want to share what I've learned from failing, how I managed to get into design university with a W-Kurs, and what I wished I had known back then. So if you are starting out with Studienkolleg as a non-EU student, you probably know the tracks are divided by few. W-Kurs for economies, Wirtschaft, G-Kurs for humanities, Geisteswissenschaften, T-Kurs for technology, Technik, and M-Kurs for medicine. And if you specifically want to study design at a Fachhochschule, which is a university, you will usually see the G-Kurs, which stand for Gestaltung und Design. I didn't know any of this when I finished my Studienkolleg. I chose W-Kurs at the beginning because it's supposed to be simple, a lot of math and not much German, and it's supposed to easier to get by, which I don't think that's true. So if you are already finished a non-design field and feel trapped, here's a big takeaway. It is never too late to take a detour because it's happened to me. You do not always need a GD course to get accepted. Many universities only require an overall Studienkolleg graduation, regardless of which track you took. So after my W-Kurs, I applied to whatever program would accept me in my city just to extend my visa. So during the first semester, I failed my exams over and over. I had zero interest in what I was studying. So when all of your energy goes into trying to get a degree you don't even connect with, it drains your mental health and motivation. So my second lesson here is that before you spend years trying to be good at something, ask yourself, what am I naturally good at? If you like numbers, math and data, maybe economics or IT is your right field. If you find yourself playing around with Photoshop, Canva, making things look good and thinking visually, maybe design or media will suit you better. And of course, if you learn better by doing rather than sitting in front of a dry textbook for hours, there's zero shame in considering an Ausbildung. I have friends who struggled in universities for years but loved hands-on practical environments. They switched to an Ausbildung, had less pressure and moved forward much faster. This is something that Carl Newport talks about in his So Good They Can't Ignore You. His argument is basically that instead of waiting around for your one perfect passion to magically appear, you can develop valuable skills, become really good at something, and let that create more opportunities and more freedom for you over time. And I think that idea is much more realistic than the idea we often hear about finding your passion. So once you know you want to switch to a design university, you would do two things immediately. First, check your visa situation with the Ausländerbehörde. In Germany, switching your degree during your first 3 semesters is generally possible without any big problem, but you must be transparent with them. Second, email the international office at every university you were interested in. Explain your Studienkolleg certification and ask if you are eligible to apply. That's how I discovered so many universities didn't care that I came from a W-Kurs. A very important information about the deadlines: design programs in Germany do not follow standard university application deadlines. While normal subjects often close applications in July, design schools usually require portfolio submission much earlier, often in April, May, or June. So always check the submission deadlines early so you don't miss an entire academic year. Portfolio. This is a very important step. This will decide if you get accepted or not. A portfolio usually contains from 10 to 20 work samples. This can be a mix of everything creative like drawings, photography, digital design, and illustration. They would usually send you a requirement for the portfolio with the subject and one specific assignment. Back then, I only had 2 months to prepare mine because I needed to make the switch really quickly because I was very close to the third semester. My tip would be apply to a smaller cities. The competition at famous art school is intense, but smaller cities often offer higher acceptance rates for international students while maintaining the high education quality. Here are another 2 big tips for your portfolio. First, Look at real portfolio examples from students who actually got accepted in that university. Either you search YouTube or Behance for terms like design mapper for blah 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 this school. I already did some research and also linked some examples in the description box below. Second, take advantage of a Mappenberatung. Almost every Germany design school and student council offers portfolio consultation days, both in person and online. You can bring your portfolio while it's still a work in process, and current students or professors will review it and give you feedback or what to improve before you officially submit. It is free feedback directly from the people who know what the university wants. When you finally get accepted, you might feel overwhelmed or unsure of your specific niche within design, and that's 100% normal. As a person who no longer a student and actually work with my graduation, I can only tell you that this is okay not to have everything figured out while studying. Work life after graduation will take you in an unexpected, wonderful directions anyway. The biggest thing I want you to take away from this video is just don't be afraid of just trying. You will never know if you got accepted. You will never know that actually you are capable of studying something completely different. But because your old path tell you to go in the classical way, so if you are here, you can actually try it out to see if it is something for you. And it's actually very helpful and healthy for yourself. Don't be afraid to send those emails, check the portfolio deadlines, and give yourself a start. If you want me to make a follow-up video sharing my tips and hacks during my actual design studies here in Germany, let me know in the comments. See you in the next one.